Welcome back to Real, and thanks again for joining us. Our next film is from the award-winning creators of Final Exit and is called The Gathering, a powerful film about the second coming of Jesus Christ. Michael Carey is at the top of his marketing career, just coming off his best year with the company. But his newfound Christian faith has left his co-workers and family worried that Michael has gone right off the deep end. Because of this new lifestyle, both his marriage and career lie in jeopardy. Michael's wife is not a Christian, neither is his self-professed atheist mother-in-law. As is prophesied in the Old Testament of the Scriptures, men and women in the last days will begin to experience dreams and visions. All three begin to experience lucid, otherworldly scenarios. For Michael, it is of a glorious light drawing him and many others to the sky. For his wife and mother-in-law, futuristic looks into a frightening and strange post-apocalyptic world.
I couldn't have turned in one of these outsiders, one of these followers of Jesus Christ. Many times they were my own family and friends. But now I see the greater good for them, that this will help promote the New World Order. Dr. Matthews, I just want you to know that I appreciate everything that you're doing.
The Gathering is a well-produced film with a tremendous message and convincing performances from nearly all cast members, complemented by distinctive computerized visual effects, lending credibility to this timely presentation. I highly recommend this movie for believers and non-believers. The story is compelling with a strong message. Further, it serves to provoke conversation and inquiry from viewers regarding the meanings of end-time events and salvation in detail.
Well, I don't want to remain silent anymore. I can't. I'm afraid to.
What are you so afraid of?
There are so many people out there that don't even give God a second thought. I mean, we're all so caught up in our own world that we don't even take time to know our Creator. And then if we do, I'm afraid it'll be too late.
It was convicting to see Christians not made to look doltish or compromised as per the usual cinematic portrayal, but portrayed in realistic everyday situations, holding fast to the profession of their faith. We witnessed the character Michael responding to an environment that is no longer even self-conscious of the deliberate anti-Christian bias.
Well, yeah, as a matter of fact, it is. Give it some time, Michael. You'll get over all this stuff. I did.
Time may be the only thing we don't have much of.
You know, you've recently renewed my faith in you. It would be wise if you kept me from doubting you.
Some other interesting feedback from Eric, aged 44. He said that The Gathering is a must-see. Eric said he was astounded, not just with the special effects and the professional acting, but the story itself. It literally left him with goosebumps. If you've ever wondered what Jesus' second coming might really be like, then this film will satisfy your curiosity. As compelling as it is timely, this movie should be made available in every secular video rental store, as well as every Christian church in America. 3 cheers for the actors and production crew. I can't wait for the next movie from DRC Productions. Well, it sounds like it hit the spot for Eric.
But just please tell her that it's not too late to make a decision. Thank you.
What do you think about movies that deal with Jesus' second coming? I'd appreciate hearing your thoughts, so send me an email to the address on your screen, and together we'll discuss the virtues of imagining the hereafter. You can get The Gathering from wherever Christian movies are sold. I'm rating it 2.5 stars.
Here. What's happening? Justin!
Welcome back to our third and final review. This 2001 film kicked off an extraordinary trilogy of award-winning marvels. One ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them. Well, this passage has stirred many imaginations since the first installment of The Lord of the Rings was first published in 1954 by revered fantasy author J.R. Tolkien. This Oxford scholar fabricated entire languages in order to transport us to a mythic world of imagination. Middle-earth, the home of elves, dwarfs, orcs, goblins, mankind, and the humble hobbits. The Fellowship of the Ring begins with the history of the One Ring, a relic of unimaginable power crafted by the Dark Lord Sauron to rule all the peoples of Middle-earth. This One Ring was taken by an allegiance of men and elves. For years the ring was lost, until by a twist of fate it was found by Bilbo Baggins, a hobbit of the Shire, who we now understand is celebrating his 111th birthday. At the party, Bilbo, with the aid of his magic ring, stages a dramatic disappearance. He plans to leave his home and head out for one last adventure. His disappearance captures the attention of his friend, Gandalf the Grey. Bilbo leaves all his worldly possessions, including the ring, to his adopted nephew, Frodo Baggins. Gandalf discovers the true nature of the One Ring. Sauron seeks the Ring of Power to enslave all the creatures of Middle-earth under his control, and the seductive power of the ring will corrupt all as it finds its way to its creator. The Shire and its inhabitants are a place and people of innocence. They know nothing of evil rings, wars, or dark lords. Frodo, being pure of heart, is uncommonly resistant to the One Ring's magnetic draw, and so a council of men, elves and dwarves decide that he must undertake a journey to the fires of Mount Doom in the land of Mordor, home of Sauron, the only place the One Ring can be destroyed.
I do not know the way.
I will help you bear this burden, Frodo Baggins, as long as it is yours to bear.
If by my life or death I can protect you, I will. You have my sword. And you have my bow.
And my axe.
Frodo is accompanied on his quest by his devoted friends Sam, Pippin and Merry, human warriors Aragorn and Boromir, an elven archer Legolas, a dwarf Gimli, and of course Gandalf the Grey Wizard. The production values and performance are nothing short of epic. Few guessed that director Peter Jackson would deliver such a captivating adaptation of already such revered material. Jackson has walked a very fine line between faithfulness to Tolkien's original vision and adding his own unique stamp, but finally manages to portray the key elements that make Middle-earth a fantasy reader's preferred destination. At the same time, Jackson has lifted some of the lesser themes from the novel into the foreground, presenting some new spiritual ideas for audience consideration. First and foremost, the story details the tension between free will and providence. Gandalf, Bilbo and many others are all giving lingering opportunities to ponder the significance of the chance at absolute power. Jackson makes it clear that personal response to temptation is one issue which he hopes to confront his audience.
I would have gone with you to the end.
The second element dominates the closing moments of the film. For Jackson, it doesn't seem enough that Tolkien's heroes go on motivated by the conviction of things not seen, the very definition of faith found in Hebrews 11. Instead, the characters can only go on by knowing precisely where they are headed and why. For instance, Pippin and Merry no longer play an unwitting part in protecting Sam and Frodo. Instead, knowing that Frodo is leaving the Fellowship, they deliberately draw the fire of the orcs. Likewise, Aragorn, Legolas and Gimli do not go in pursuit of the two hobbits, having to guess at Sam and Frodo's fate. They know. I doubt that Tolkien would have been enthused at this change. In his vision, acceptance of not knowing was precisely part of properly understanding the relation of free will and providence. The third element comes at the very end of the film, as Sam sinks into the waters of the Anduin, reaching out for help. To this point, Jackson's film has been exceedingly dark. Jackson answers with a vision straight from Michelangelo, the vision of the hand of man reaching out to God for salvation, coming in the form here of the hand of another hobbit. The Fellowship of the Ring went on to receive 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director, from its 13 nominations, the largest amount of nominations for any film ever. New Line Cinema has created a lens that will now and forevermore colour how people look at Tolkien's trilogy. This 3-hour epic does capture the spirit of the primary characters, but it unfortunately expands the violent scenes present in the story. Some may say that the violence is too much for younger children. My suggestion is to use this as an opportunity to introduce your kids to the books, and then they are ready to understand the